Good morning, grade 9. Welcome to science class. Today we are going to know more about the components of the circulatory system and its functions. Let's start right now, shall we? But don't forget, these are actually the structures of the heart, the blood vessels, and the blood. So let's get it one by one. First of all, we are going to know more about the heart, the pumping station of the circulatory system. It has the size of a clenched fist and it has the largest organ or the largest muscle, and it has myocardium, which consists of cardiac tissues that actually made up into cardiac muscles, forming this organ. Next is the blood vessels, a vast network of channels where is actually also known as a transportation hub of the station itself. It transports blood throughout the body and contains three main blood vessels called the arteries, veins, and capillaries. While the blood is actually one of the transporting medium in the road when we compare it in the highway, it is actually known as the fluid tissue found in many animals. It transports substances from one part of the body to another, and it consists of three main blood cells called the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets. And it also consists of plasma. Let's start with the heart. It is actually consists of four chambers, including two atrium or the atria and two ventricles. And it has pericardium. It is a membrane covers the heart that is consists of a sac-like fluid, and it has valves, a flap of muscles that prevents blood from back flowing, allowing it in one direction. It consists of tricuspid and mitral valves, and including pulmonary valves, and one of the most important valves also is the aortic valve. So let me explain to you what's inside the heart. What's inside the heart is, of course, these four chambers called the right atrium and the right ventricle, where they actually carry the oxygenated blood from the other parts of the body to the lungs. Right atrium receives blood from the veins, and it will be pumped up by the right ventricle before going to the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery is the artery that only receives and carries the oxygenated blood towards the lungs. The checkpoints in the right ones are the tricuspid valve and the pulmonary valve. Meanwhile, when the heart is also important, especially when receiving oxygenated blood. The blood already received by the left atrium, and it will pump the blood in the left ventricle before going to the other parts of the body called the aorta. Oh, aorta is also known as the biggest artery where receives the highest pressure due to the contraction of the left ventricle. This is also where the oxygenated blood flow through the rest of the body will be distributed. Of course, before it goes to the left atrium, there's a pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein always receives and carries oxygenated blood from the lungs. The process will be done later on. Oh, don't forget that we have also two checkpoints called the mitral valve and the aortic valve. The vena cava, of course, the largest vein in our body, where the vessels from the upper and the lower parts of the body will be drained. Again, the upper and the lower parts of the body will be drained. Of course, what is the drained part? The blood itself. We will let you know why. Of course, the pericardium is the most important part that we need to know. What is a pericardium? It is actually a thin, two-layered fluid-filled sac that covers the outer surface of your heart, and it provides lubrication for your heart, which shields from the infection and malignancy, and it prevents some collisions from the other parts of the body, especially when the heart beats. And it contains your heart in your chest wall itself. So, did you get it already? Let me know.